from the Fox 5 studios, this is Silver State Sports Live.
We have finally caught our breath after yesterday's exciting NBA expansion news, but the jubilation, yes, my vernacular is expanding today here on Silver State Sports Live, isn't going to end there because baseball is back. Welcome inside Silver State Sports Live. I'm Mike Davis.
And I'm Mariah Janos. When it comes to sporting events, it's looking like the city of Las Vegas is going to be booked out through 2029.
Get those hotel rooms now.
Yes, absolutely. We're addressing the reports of the return of the Super Bowl to the Death Star. And if you're interested in catching some action sooner, the college basketball crown is going down next week. We'll hear from the guy on the call in just a bit. But first, you just mentioned it. It's officially baseball season.
I love it. Let's grab a hot dog and make sure you do this because you can catch the Athletics opening day against the Toronto Blue Jays. That game is right here, airing on Fox 5. It's at 4:07, first pitch at the Rogers Center.
Yes, the city is abuzz for MLB opening day. Circa held its 4th annual Take Me Out to Vegas event, where the sportsbook turns into the ultimate viewing destination for fans. And Athletics legendary pitcher Dave Stewart was in attendance to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. He also discussed what it's like for players on opening day.
I mean, there's no experience bigger or better than opening day, and it means a lot to different people in different ways. When you're a rookie and you're having your first opening day, the dream has come true that you're now in the major leagues and you're about to take off in your career as a veteran. You know, you never take it for granted that you're going to see the next opening day, and so you play to get the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And, you know, I was fortunate to get enough to have an experience of starting. I think it was 6 or 7 opening day starts, and you know that's a totally different experience, but the excitement never goes away.
All right, so we got an A's legend at the book, a Fox 5 legend right here on the couch with
Very
us.
true.
Yes, sports director Kevin Bollinger is here to get us ready for the upcoming A's season. Kevin,
good
so
to
good to
see
see
you.
you.
That just means I'm old, I guess.
No,
Absolutely
no.
not. Now listen, let's get right into this because the Athletics have released their opening day roster. The usual suspects are on that list, but now that the group is finalized to start the season, what jumps out at you when you take a look at that?
Well, I mean, obviously the offensive lineup is stacked, and when you look around there, the A's have some depth at a lot of positions, and they haven't had that in the last few years. That's going to pay dividends for them as they go through the season, and if there's injuries or anything else that comes up, they have some capable major league guys that can fill in. And then the big question mark, as we've been talking about a lot around the A's country, is the pitching staff. They did do some things to bolster their staff. They have some young guys coming up through the system that maybe aren't quite ready for the major leagues, but will probably make an appearance with the Athletics at some point during the year just to get a little bit more seasoning, if you will, down with the Aviators before they're ready to go. But on paper, this team looks like they're going to score a lot of runs. It's just a matter of how many runs they're going to give up.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of depth when it comes to the Aviators pitching. I was looking through the roster today, so that's going to be interesting to see who gets the call up. But looking at this schedule, because the league did not do the A's any favors to start 2026. You're beginning with the AL champs and the Blue Jays, and then they head to Atlanta. Then you got the home opener against Houston, and then they head out east to take on both the Yankees and the Mets. Where's your confidence level at with this group as they take on a really tough first month?
Yeah, they have to survive the end of March and first part of April, especially when you look at 2 East Coast trips as your first 2 road trips, and the second one going Yankees and Mets back-to-back, a much improved Mets team as well. And then, you know, you only get home into Sacramento for 3 days, but it's against Houston. So, you know, the A's have got their hands full for these first few weeks of the season. If they can somehow weather the storm here, then that could help set them up. But, yeah, the schedule makers not necessarily kind to the Athletics.
It's going to be a good test for this young roster. In addition to the athletic season beginning tomorrow, the Las Vegas Ballpark is opening its doors at the Aviators season. That begins with a homestand. We got Aviators manager Fran Reardon here, who's super stoked about his squad.
I love our roster. You know, you look up and down the line, position players all over the infield and outfield. There's a really nice combination of power and speed and athleticism. Pitching wise, we have a lot of really good young arms in the rotation, and then we have some veterans down in the bullpen that have significant major league experience, and we're excited to start the year.
All right, so Kev, you were at Media Day yesterday. There's 13 guys with big league experience on this roster. What was the overall vibe that you got, especially from those guys that are looking to get back up to the bigs?
They're pretty confident with the roster that they have in Las Vegas to start this season, because there is, as we talked about the depth at the major league level, that means that some very good quality players are going to start the season in AAA, and those guys are hungry because they want to get back up to the big league. So you look at Colby Thomas, who was one of the last cuts by the A's. He wants to get back up there. He got some time in the outfield last year. He wants to get back. A couple of the pitchers as well that we could see, going back up. Gage Jump is starting in AAA Las Vegas, and he is going to be somebody that the A's are really high on and going to keep a close eye on. And then you have Zach Geloff. I mean, he was one of the darlings for the A's a couple years ago, ran into some injuries last year, still trying to get himself back. But this is a legitimate Major League Baseball second baseman who is starting with the Aviators. So if you're an Aviators fan, a good chance for them to jump out and get off to a hot start like they did last year when they won the first half.
All right, Kev, we're going to look forward to it. A lot of good depth there. That means it's going to be a good Aviators team. We appreciate it.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, if you want to see some Major League talent before you have to pay for Major League prices, head to Las Vegas Ballpark. Still to come on Silver State Sports Live, the college basketball crown is returning to Vegas for the second year. We've got the guy on the call, Rob Stone, joining us when we return.
This week on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Your Triple SEN lineup is sponsored by AAA Roadside Assistance. Visit AAA today.
You're watching Silver State Sports Live.
All right, let's turn up the sweetness because it's Sweet 16 weekend. And for basketball fans in Vegas, we got the perfect answer for you.
Yeah, that we do. The college basketball crown is coming to town next week at MGM Grand Garden Arena and T-Mobile Arena. It'll also be broadcast right here on Fox 5. And here to talk all about it is Fox Sports commentator Rob Stone. Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to. How's Vegas today? I'm heading there for a bachelor party this weekend, and I am petrified.
I've
been in training for weeks for it. Yeah.
Embrace it. Embrace the heat. It's going to be great.
Don't pack any sweaters.
Yes.
No sweater. All right, so I'll bring my bathing suit and sit in a pool and watch basketball. Perfect.
That's all you got to do. All right, so before we get into the crown, let's talk about that Sweet 16. A great slate of games starting up today. How's your bracket looking so far?
Actually pretty good. About the only team that's gotten bounced that I had high hopes for was Florida. I've always liked the makeup of Michigan and Arizona. Duke, I'm still a little leery about due to the injuries and the youthfulness of it, but overall, I'm doing well. I don't know if Vegas is doing well, but I think Michigan and Arizona are still your teams to beat.
All right, see, that's looking pretty good here. I'm doing pretty well too, Rob, so let's keep it up. Now, to the college basketball crown. It's year two. We got a $500,000 prize pool, a lot of really great programs on deck. Tell our audience, what makes the crown so special for not only fans, but for the student athletes?
Well, it's another opportunity, another bite at the apple. The college career isn't done. Another chance to play in a high-level type tournament. Whenever there's a trophy at stake, it matters for people. And then when there's a trophy and a large amount of money available as well, I think everything gets heightened a little bit. So what's unique about this year's edition of the Crown is it's less teams, but I think it's stronger teams. So it's 8 universities are coming together in Vegas representing all 5 of the major conferences for the first time. So that's SEC, ACC, Big 12, Big 10, Big East as well. So it's name programs. There's some name players as well. And if you reflect back on what happened with the Crown last year, Nebraska had this wonderful run to win it all. And then it carried over for them into the new season this year. Nebraska, one of those quote-unquote surprise teams inside the Sweet 16 this year. And I think they got a bump. They got a bounce, from having great success in Vegas at the Crown last year, and it carried over into this year. So there's 8 programs right now that have been invited to the Crown that are looking for that same bounce, looking for that same payday at the end of Sunday next week.
Well, you just mentioned the strength of these programs. There's going to be some great basketball on display here. Do you have a prediction based off of the research you've done so far in your prep for these games? Do you have a prediction of who's going to come out on top?
Listen, I know when I'm talking to Vegas, people want to know who's going to win and who's going to lose and by how much, right? That's how it operates. So you're taking a look at the bracket right now. Up top, I like Oklahoma. They were the last team not invited to the NCAA tournament. So they certainly have a chip on their shoulder. They have something to prove. Baylor, Minnesota, to me, is a fascinating game. It's going to be a tight one. I like Baylor. I just think they didn't reach the levels of success that we are used to seeing from the Bears, and that was expected from them. Stanford, West Virginia, you could make an argument on April 2nd that the winner of this one is going to win it all. I like Stanford. And then the bottom one, the big story there is Creighton. Their legendary head coach, Greg McDermott, announcing recently that he's going to step aside after this tournament. So those Blue Jays are going to have something to fight for. So in those first 4 games, I like Oklahoma, Baylor, Stanford, Creighton. In the final, I'm going Sooners, Stanford, and Cardinal. They're going to be celebrating in Vegas come April 5th.
Wow, we like the prediction. You're breaking our producer's heart. He's a Mountaineer, so it's okay. But listen, we're going to have you come back to talk some soccer. You were the soccer stud at Colgate, right? We got to have you back on to talk some World Cup.
Lexi Lawless is right next to me. Did you hear that? They called me a soccer stud at Colgate. Get over here.
Get him on. Get him on.
Yes.
We want to see him.
Are watching 7 World Cup qualifying games in Europe. They're live on FS1 and FS2 right now. Here's my buddy. Right now, we have our eye on Czechia and Ireland, Poland and Albania, Wales, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Kosovo and Slovakia, Denmark and who are they playing again? Is that North Macedonia? Italy's in action. Sweden, Ukraine. Oh my God, we are losing our mind. Vegas.
Wow. Wait till we see South Macedonia. North Macedonia. Wow, you are doing some legit research.
Hey, South Macedonia, they never could cut it, but the Northerners
right, exactly.
go above the line.
100%.
It's all about North Macedonia.
Who would have thought all these years ago at Colgate? Look at Rob Stone at the highest level, checking all this stuff out. We got to have you back.
Something like that, sure.
For some soccer. Thanks, Rob.
Anytime, guys.
Thank
have a nice
you.
one. We'll see you this weekend.
Yes. All right, coming up, we're talking Raiders. They have a brand new QB coach. And could the Super Bowl be coming back to town? More on that when Silver State Sports Live returns.
You're watching Silver State Sports Live.
All right, we got some super news as it looks like the Super Bowl is headed back to Vegas. The NFL owners are set to vote on the site of Super Bowl 63 in February 2029 at this weekend's annual league meeting. So Mariah, you were at the very first and only Super Bowl here in Las Vegas in attendance back in February 2024.
And let me tell you, it was super.
It wasn't super? Was it a Super Bowl? That was Super Bowl 58. Now, the Chiefs took down the Niners. We all remember that. Tell the audience, for people like me who have never been to a Super Bowl, what was it like just to be in the stands in the first Vegas Super Bowl?
It was magical, I will say. The vibes were high. Vegas did from the start of the week, honestly, and the entirety of the year leading up to the Super Bowl when they passed the giant ball to the next city, Vegas did it so right and made it feel like Vegas has done this 1,000 times before. Allegiant Stadium was jam-packed. They had all the lights going, the colors. It was bright. Obviously, Usher crushed the halftime performance. I was up on my feet the entire time, but it was such an incredible experience. And with the Niners and the Chiefs, such great fan bases that travel, by the way, and of course with the Niners being right over there in California. So it was really great, and it was a great game. Overtime as well, so you can't beat that. I am all for them coming back here. They pulled out all the stops, and again, they pulled it off seamlessly. And I know that that's not the case for a lot of Super Bowl cities around the country. A lot of media members complain. we did it right here. Everything is in close proximity, and it was very easy to navigate.
Well, listen, I mean, Las Vegas is, the mecca when it comes to tourism. We know how to handle conventions and, all these types of major events. So it's a big deal, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Now, I know you said you loved going to the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
That was my favorite, yeah.
But let me ask you this selfishly, as a Las Vegas resident. What's the reason? Can you give us an argument for why the Super Bowl should always, perpetually, every year be in Las Vegas? What's the argument?
Well, I think the argument is that nobody does events like Las Vegas. It doesn't matter what you throw out there, like the Miamis or the LAs. No, everything is central when it comes to downtown Las Vegas and the Strip, and everywhere you need to go when it comes to the Super Bowl parties, the activations, the game itself, the tailgates. Everything is walkable. You can get around really easily. The setup is so good, the transitions. And this is a great stop for celebrities. People just want to come here. They come here whether there's a Super Bowl or not. Everyone's looking for an excuse to come to Vegas. So this gives you one.
So you don't think it should be in South Macedonia?
Not South Macedonia, not this year.
Maybe North Macedonia.
We'll have to get Roger Goodell on the phone and see what he feels about that. We should expand the NFL to South Macedonia.
Let's 100% do that. All right, so we got some more gridiron news, though, for you guys. The Silver and Black made a big move yesterday, naming Mike Sullivan the quarterback's coach for the Raiders. This will be Sullivan's 21st season in the NFL, as he was most recently with the Steelers. Now, Sullivan is set to work closely with and mentor the presumptive first overall pick in next month's draft, Heisman Trophy winner Fernando Mendoza.
And sitting at third in the Pacific Division with just 10 games left, it's a big one for Vegas tonight as they take on the Edmonton Oilers. Both the Oilers and the Ducks sit ahead of the Golden Knights. VGK will look to get back on track after a loss on Tuesday to the Winnipeg Jets.
And Dan Mullen is back for spring ball. The Rebels are debuting a brand new roster this spring with all eyes on SEC transfer quarterback Jackson Arnold. The veteran quarterback started 8 games last season with Auburn and spent 2 seasons at Oklahoma. He was the #1 prospect in the state of Texas, according to 24/7 Sports. Here's what Coach Mullen has to say about his practice with Arnold and the team.
He's done a pretty good job. We did some OTA stuff. We try to look, one of the things you're looking at doing what the players do well. So we've put some things in that he's done in the past that he's comfortable with, and then that mix of him getting used to running what we're doing within our past concepts. But he's doing a pretty good job picking up. He's a veteran guy.
Daddy Dasco. I stole that from Mariah. That's what she was saying
Thank you.
That was playing. All right, coming up, we're talking Bam Adebayo. Is he going to be Las Vegas basketball royalty? Mariah and I are going to get worked up on some Tom Brady comments as well. That's next.
You're watching Silver State Sports Live.
Okay, welcome back. So we're fresh off the news of the NBA exploring expansion to Las Vegas.
Yeah, big day yesterday. Head is still spinning, but with the news, every player and their mother was asked their thoughts on Seattle and Vegas potentially getting teams. And one guy with a very personal tie to the Aces had an interesting response. Bam Adebayo, the boyfriend of Miss Asia Wilson, said this about Las Vegas expansion, saying, quote, "If I get to play in Vegas, it'd be like going home a little bit to my second home. So that'd be cool. I could see them supporting me like that."
Hey, we'd support him 100%,
Imagine?
especially if he's dropping 83 points in a
Right?
single game. I mean, Vegas would fall in love with that guy, but he's a lot of fun to watch, and I'm happy that he calls Vegas his second home.
Right.
I mean,
the king and queen of Vegas basketball. Is that in the future?
I would love to see it. I mean, you could actually build a team around him, I actually think.
You think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we looked up his age today. What is he, 28?
He's 28, which surprised me. I thought he was 36.
Yeah, he's got one of those, old man vibe looks. But, that's just because he's so dominant and fierce. And for a guy who came into the NBA as you thought maybe just a singular kind of 4-5 kind of player, he's developed into a superstar. So
absolutely, we'll take him.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they don't protect him and we can snag him.
There you go.
All right. Now, in other news, Raiders minority owner and the GOAT, Tom Brady, admitted that he did in fact inquire about potentially making a return to play while also being a minority owner. Brady said they, meaning the league, don't like that idea very much. We explored a lot of different things and I'm very happily retired.
Wow.
What? You love him.
Well, you should love him.
I did love him until
he
turned his back on us, so I don't love him anymore. Because you know what we run on in Boston? We run on loyalty. And when you have no loyalty, we're done.
I don't think they were loyal to him, but let's not get into that.
There's a statue outside Gillette Stadium, and you're still going to say, I don't have a dog in this fight? You literally have a brass body.
I didn't like
what
that,
do you mean?
but I'm just saying Belichick just chose to move on from him, and he went on to win in Tampa.
Belichick is a whole other issue we don't have time for right now.
You don't want to get into Jordan Hudson real quick?
No, I can't do it right now. She's going to murder him. You heard it here first. She's going to kill him for the money.
This show is getting off the rails. Let me just say this, okay? Yesterday, Spencer Haywood was here talking all about expansion with the NBA going to potentially Vegas and Seattle. This guy, he played for the Supersonics when the legend, Lenny Wilkins, was a player coach. Bill Russell was also his coach, not a player coach at that time, but was a player coach for the Celtics. How sick would it be to see an owner player? That would be awesome. Tom Brady being the owner and starting at quarterback, that would be, I could put Mendoza on the bench for 1 year if that was the deal.
But then he's also a broadcaster. He's wearing too many hats. And at this point, I'm like, pick a lane because I'm already mad. You know what I mean? It's just like you're doing too much. You're cross-contaminating as well.
TB12 does zero wrong in my world. And you know what I'm going to go do? Have an avocado ice cream smoothie.
See, you're literally plagued.